You hear Mike and Alan and I talking all the time about the fact that to be successful in this business, you need to have a group of people, your sphere of influence, that thinks about you when they think about real estate, right? If we have a growing group of people that think about you when they think about real estate, you're going to crush it in this business. A couple years ago, Larry Kendall came and spoke at our retreat, and he talked about two different aspects of communication, care and competence, right? The care piece we've got nailed. Ignite, the hyperlocal content, we've got really, really good content through Ignite to cover the care piece. And there's some competence piece in there with the market update. We've got some tools in Bull Trail that help cover some competence. But one of the things that we've always emphasized is your sphere of influence. Work your sphere of influence. And we have never seen a piece of technology that engages your sphere of influence with competence like Fello. And so I asked the guys at Fello, not only are they a sponsor, Kevin, come on up. Not only are they a sponsor, but I asked them to come up and take just a couple minutes and introduce you guys to high level their product, because it does the best job that I've ever seen, not only engaging your sphere, but demonstrating to your sphere that you know not only about the market, but you know specifically about their home in the market. And so, Kevin, take it away, man. Yeah. Thanks for being here. Yeah. Kevin, Fello, big round of applause.
Nah, this is fine.
Right there. Yeah, great, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Brad. And thank you for all of Remax for having Fello here. You guys have been fantastic, and excited to show a little bit more about Fello and who we are and what we do. And Brad has been a customer for quite a while now. But essentially, in a nutshell, we want to help unlock the profit from your database, right? You guys may have massive size sphere of influences of hundreds to potentially over thousands of different contacts that you've been nurturing, engaging, and trying to speak to. But we want to help surface the right opportunities at the right time to give every single one of you the best opportunity to win as many listings as possible that are already happening from your existing database. And I do have a little video that I did. No, I don't. I don't know where it went. I apologize. I do like to play a little game, though. Who in here has around 500 contacts in their sphere of influence, in their database, would you say? Anybody have 1,000 or more in your database? Wonderful. So the industry, what we've learned over the last couple years with using Fello and kind of connecting into your sphere of influence is that approximately 7% of your entire database will list their home year over year. So that's 35 listing opportunities per 500. That's 70 per 1,000, right? And Fello's power is to help you guys have the right conversations at the right time with the right people who want to transact. And I do have a couple little slides and jumping in here that I wanted to show. So we pull in your entire database. We link into every single CRM, KV Core, Follow Up Boss, whatever that might be. And we're going to pull that entire database into Fello, and we are going to fill in a lot of missing information. So here's an example. In our team's account, we have Susan Zalatel, and Susan Zalatel, all we knew of her was a name and an email address, right? And when we logged her into Fello, we were able to unlock and enrich her. So we found what property address that she lives at. We then bring in 3 AVM providers, which are CoreLogic, Atom, and Quantarum, to give you and the consumer the opportunity to see where the value of that home sits month over month. We're also plugged into your public record. So we'll be able to tell you if any of these transactions do go to market with or without you. And we can also hyper-focus them if they do end up expiring, canceling, withdrawing to give you that opportunity back. And then my favorite is the mortgage insights. So we'll tell you what loan they have, their interest rate, their mortgage balance, equity position. So the power of our product is data. And I know that's a common theme here in 2025 is data, 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 and AI, AI. But it does become very valuable to your entire database when it becomes a few hundred of contacts for you to stay on top of mind. So then with all of this data, we will then hyper-target each individual homeowner on a very one-to-one level, right? A 20-plus year homeowner with no mortgage versus a 7-year homeowner with a 6.5% interest rate should receive a completely different type of experience, messaging, and conversations. So then we will then reach out to each individual We are on the wrong. That's why. There. So then we are going to set up marketing automations to target each individual homeowner on that specific one-to-one level about where their home is positioned in the current market based off of those data points, right? High interest rates, high equities, long-time homeowners, no mortgage, and all of that beautiful data. And we'll customize and brand. So here's a specific one that's tailored of Brad Whitehouse and Remax Professionals of a very generic, just, hey, your home's current market value, check for recent sales updates, where the market sits, and how your home is positioned in today's current market. That then will take them into their own personalized homeowner dashboard so that they have call to actions, they can connect and communicate with you, but also really understand where their home is positioned in the market currently, right? So here's my property on Eagle Perch Court. If I'm interested in selling, get my cash offer. I can see obviously where the value of my home sits in the last 18 months. I can contact Brad, play around with equity calculators, mortgage rate trends, recent home sales updates, which is a specific proximity to the home, price point, so it's all relevant information to each individual homeowner. And then at the end of the day, my favorite thing about the product is if you have 1,000 people, there's no reason for you to communicate and call 1,000 different people. They're all not going to transact in the next 12 months. But if I could tell you that a product can help surface the right opportunities at the right time, that quote unquote 7%, to have the right 50 to 100 conversations over the next 12 months to help you guys win more of those opportunities that are already going to market. Where are we at on time? What time am I till? Perfect. And then we segment out those specific contacts. So like I mentioned, we are tied into every single MLS across the country. So one of my favorite features is expired engagement, right? There's probably plenty of opportunities that you've reached out to and said that they've already listed their home, they're on the market, they're active, and you're curious how this opportunity may have potentially fallen through the cracks and did go to market with a competitive agent. So we are going to watch every single contact record in your database, and as they engage, we will notify you that these contacts are hyper-focusing on marketing content, playing around with calculators and watching marketing videos, but also if they ever go active on the MLS, and then when they expire, terminate, cancel, or withdrawn, we will then hyper-market to them on an expired engagement automation, but also notify you that these opportunities have recently expired.
Your face. I tried not to.
Which a great example here is this property just recently withdrew on October 6th with HomeSmart Real Estate Momentum, right? So then there's a lot of actions that kick in to target this homeowner to come work with us, have a different approach to listing that home, as well as notifying us and the team that we should reach out to Sarah, who's been heavily engaging with the marketing content. She's opened 14 emails, she's clicked on 10 things, and viewed 9 different videos. Right, this should be an opportunity that we should easily be able to win as a team. And I'd be happy to schedule any one-on-one calls. Here we are. This is the fun little video that I wanted to show. We have sound. No, got it. Never mind. Disregarded. Apologies. I thought I had some audio through here as well. But we make it easy for you as well. Our onboarding experience is phenomenal. Every customer receives a solutions engineer who builds out all the automations, the segments, bringing in all of the new data, the property addresses, phone numbers, mortgage insights, equity positions that we fill in for each one of your contacts so that we can then tell you out of that X amount of database who is ready to transact and why.
Talk to them about the reporting that you can pull, how I can pull a report on who in my database has been in their home more than 5 years, that has an interest rate above 6%, that has equity of more than 60% equity in their home. Right?
Yeah, perfect. So we also have built-in AI. So out of that massive database, like he's wanting me to kind of find the needle in the haystack of who is the lowest potential hanging fruit within the entire database. So I can ask AI.
Who has higher than a 7%
interest rate and has been in their home for more than 7 years and has more than $50,000 worth of equity.
So I just asked AI out of our massive database who has higher than a 7% interest rate, who has been in their home for more than 7 years, and has more than
$50,000 worth of equity position, and we have 601 total contacts in our database that meet those requirements. I can also ask it from specific loan types, or I can keep narrowing this down. I could go by zip code if I wanted to build a call list out for those, or who is engaged out of those 601, who has submitted forms, right? So we have somebody who just submitted a form on September 30th and September 29th. So these are the contacts within the database who are actively raising their hand, wanting to speak to us, and now we're positioned correctly with having all of the right data about those contacts. And then the leads are then generated through the system as well. So in the last 7 days, we have 36. 2 hours ago, we just got a new seller lead from Matt Jones, who owns, this is our account out of Cleveland, Ohio, our team leaders. And so then those contacts have call to actions from the marketing content that's going out to them to schedule calls with you, as well as triggering you of anybody who is hyper focused on the marketing, opening, clicking, viewing. We will also notify you that this person is been heavily engaging with the one-on-one material. It's probably a good time to give them a call and introduce yourself, because everything through the email content is completely white labeled by Brad, Remax, as well as in the dashboard when they're clicking on these call to actions and submitting these forms to the team as well. So building that sphere of influence, that trust, your name, your brand, and the beautiful hot air balloon, which is like the #1 brand in the industry that's known, to hyper-focus those specific leads. Anything else? Cool. We'll be over at the booth. If you guys want to chat one-on-one about your database, I'd be more than happy to dig a little deeper.
Thanks, man. Great job. Appreciate it. I love this, you guys. The thing that I enjoy most, other than really narrowing the entire sphere down to just a couple names that I want to communicate with, you can also go in and update someone's home value in the system, and then it sends them instantly an email saying Brad Whitehouse has updated their home value, and that draws them into the dashboard where they can see your valuation compared to Quantarium and the other home valuation services. So please talk to the guys at Fello. They're awesome, super easy to work with, and be sure to check them out. Michael Burns, you're up.